My boss was a jerk, so I exposed his affair. I never thought of myself as someone who would seek revenge, but my former boss, Dan, pushed me to my breaking point. He was the type of boss everyone dreads, condescending, petty, and quick to take credit for work he didn't do. He constantly belittled me and my co-workers, made unreasonable demands, and didn't think twice about humiliating us in front of others. For the longest time, I tried to shrug it off. I needed the job, and I didn't want to make things worse by speaking up. But one day, after he berated me in a meeting for something he'd actually forgotten to do, I reached my limit. I started paying closer attention to everything he did, hoping I'd find something that would finally put an end to his reign of terror. That's when I stumbled across his little secret. Dan had always been careful with his personal life, but he slipped up one day, leaving his phone on his desk while he was in a meeting. It kept buzzing with notifications, and out of curiosity, I glanced over. There were a few texts from a contact named S. They were explicit. It didn't take long to put the pieces together. Dan was having an affair. The funny thing was, he constantly bragged about his perfect family and how devoted he was to his wife. I knew that if this got out, it would ruin the picture-perfect life he liked to portray. So, I did a bit more digging and found out S was someone he'd been seeing for years. Now, I wasn't interested in destroying his family, but I wanted him to feel the same powerlessness he made all of us feel every day. I waited until our next staff meeting, where he was in the middle of boasting about some personal success. Casually, I dropped, "Dan, didn't I see you with someone who wasn't your wife the other day? I thought it was just a friend at first, but then you two seemed pretty, cozy." The color drained from his face. He stammered, trying to brush it off, but the damage was done. Whispers started around the office, and soon enough, rumors were flying. Dan tried to control the situation, but as people dug deeper, the whole affair came out. His wife found out, and from what I hear, she was none too pleased. Dan took a leave of absence shortly after, and he never came back. It turns out karma caught up with him pretty quickly. The office has been a much better place without him, and I can finally breathe easy knowing that sometimes justice does get served.